What's up, you guys? Welcome back to How to Love a Battered Woman. I am Renee. This is part 3 to my medical saga that I have been dealing with over the last 6 weeks, and I am here to just try to provide you guys with as much information as possible on how to protect yourself, how to prepare yourself, and how to fight this battle in the medical industry, because this shit is crazy. And y'all already know what we got to do first, so we ain't even going. We just go ahead and do it. Yeah, so over the last 6 weeks, I have seen so many doctors. I have been in and out of the hospital. I had an extended stay at the hospital. I found out what was going on, but then even then, my medical situation has not been taken seriously since we've found out what was going on. I've had 4 spinal taps, and all of those spinal taps revealed that I have high pressure buildup in my head, obviously, and it's still not clicking to any of these doctors that this needs to be taken care of and this needs to be evaluated much quicker. The only way that I get relief from my situation is by getting a spinal tap. That's the only way that I get relief. And getting a spinal tap comes with such significant risks that it almost makes my symptoms and my situation worse, because it causes spinal headaches, which are the worst headaches I think I've ever experienced in my life, which is really insane to say given the fact that I suffer from Chiari malformation and those headaches are already horrendous. But it causes extra bleeding. My blood doesn't clot quick enough, so that's what causes the spinal headaches. Like getting spinal taps, like my spine is bruised so badly because of the spinal taps that I've gotten. Out of the 4 spinal taps that I've gotten, I had been poked, and my spine had been poked by a 7-inch needle like 18 times to get 4 spinal taps. And then my MRV revealed that I have the stenosis, but whoever, when I was in the hospital, whoever reviewed it was like, well, you just had a spinal tap done, and so that could cause the stenosis. So we need to wait 2 whole weeks. When you already couldn't get my symptoms under control, needed to wait 2 whole weeks to get another MRV done to see if that's actually what's happening. But there's no other reason for this to be happening. And in fact, if you take all of the spinal fluid out of my head and you get the fluid down to its normal range where it should be, and you have the stenosis, that's your answer. I'm going to have my medical degree by the end of this. I've spoken with other neurosurgeons and they all agreed. So I don't understand. What are we waiting for? So in the meantime, I ended up having to go to the ER again, and I was told that if I got another spinal tap, then that was going to have to push that MRV that I had already 2 weeks scheduled out back another 2 weeks. So now the only thing that's giving me relief, I am not allowed to do. So I'm supposed to sit here and deal with my nausea, my vomiting, my horrendous headaches, and the pressure in my head building up so bad that it feels like my head is going to explode, so that they can try and confirm something that's already been confirmed twice now, because I had that MRV done when I was in the hospital again. It's still there. And the pressure has built all the way back up in my head again. And it's still there. And then we get to Texas Health. Texas Health Neurosurgery and Spine Institute, or whatever they're called. I had seen a neurosurgeon with them, and it was the most unprofessional, dismissive human being I've ever met with. And I told them, I was uncomfortable, and I was like, I'm never going back to see this doctor ever again. My primary care called over there to get me scheduled with a completely different doctor, and their office refuses to let me see another doctor. They refuse to let me see another doctor And the current doctor that I want to see won't see me until I get 2 other tests done that have, well, one has nothing to do with what's going on, and the other one, where they sent me a referral to, can't get me in until the end of July. So I'm expected to sit around and wait until this gets bad, to the point where I am forced into a dangerous situation for myself before they'll take it seriously. And I refuse to do that. I refuse to deal with that. Their office jerked me around for 3 days for them to tell me that the doctor that I was trying to go see doesn't even take care of or work with the issue that I'm working with. And that their office policy is that I cannot switch to a different doctor inside their clinic without a referral internally. And that doctor's refusing to give me an internal referral to any other provider that could take care of my situation. So you guys are trying to force me to see a professional, a medical professional who I'm uncomfortable with, and I have expressed that to several different staff members, and you're trying to force me to see a provider who I am uncomfortable with. How is that ethical? How is that ethical? So that's what prompted my whole panic attack drive down to my primary care's office to get them to help me find somebody before I end up in the hospital again. And they did. I get to see somebody on Wednesday, and I'm very thankful for that. They also wrote me a note that if it gets bad to the point where I have to go back to the hospital, I got to go back to the hospital. But they wrote me a note that says, this is what's going on. This is what she's dealing with. She's had 2 tests to prove that this is what it is. And this is what she needs to get done to fix this situation. It's not that complicated. It's not that difficult. But you have a set of egotistical, narcissistic medical professionals who think they're God. And they don't care to look at the patient as a whole. They don't care to look at the whole entire situation. They just want to, like, it just doesn't make any sense to me. So I say all of this to say, fight. And it's a hard fight. It's exhausting. It's depressing. It's stressful. I have never felt this way in my entire life. I am exhausted. But I have to keep fighting because I have to fight for me. I have to fight for my life. I have to fight for what I deserve. I have to fight to be treated fairly. I have to fight, or else I'm not going to be here anymore. And that's not a part of my plans, because a bitch is getting married, and I'm not trying to, you know what I'm saying? No, we not doing anything outside of that. Study your blood work. Study your tests. Study your, your CT scans, your MRIs, your x-rays, whatever tests you get done, and get to know what medical conditions you guys have so that you can fight as hard as you possibly can. I will keep you guys updated with everything that's going on. I will continue to document this whole entire situation, and when I'm done, when I'm over this situation and I'm on the path of recovery, I plan on raising as much hell as I possibly can, because this has been absolutely ridiculous. It's been terrifying, and there's no way that the medical system is supposed to work this way. There's just no way the medical system is supposed to work this way. And so I plan on doing something about it. But anyway, y'all, like I usually say, get some rest, drink some water, and don't let nobody's dusty ass child treat you any kind of way. If you want to help support my movement, please purchase a chronic illness baddie merch that I have going on. I'll link it anywhere so that you guys can go check it out. But if you feel like you want to help support my cause, please feel free to purchase some merch. I love you guys. I appreciate your support so much. And I'll see you soon.